पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ पाठाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। अमानित्वमदम्भित्वम् अहिंसा क्षान्तिरार्जवम् आचार्योपासनं शौचम् स्थैर्यमात्मविनिग्रहः इन्द्रियार्थेषु वैराग्यम् अनहङ्कार एव च जन्म मृत्युजरा व्याधि दुःखदोषानुदर्शनम् असक्तिरनभिष्वङ्गः पुत्रदारगृहादिषु नित्यं च समचित्तत्वम् इष्टानिष्टोपपत्तिषु वैचानन्ययोगेन भक्तिरव्यभिचारिणी विविक्तदेशसेवित्वम् भरतेर्जनसंसदि। In this 10th verse we saw Vivikta Desha Sevitvam, cultivating habit of repairing to solitude, spending time with our own self. This is what is meant by solitude. Although as Lord Krishna says, Suchaudeshe Pratisthapya, we will select a place which is clean or pure, which is free from external disturbances. Ekaki yada chittatma, where they are alone, without any company, so that there is no disturbance from anybody. Aparigraha, you don't have any possessions to worry about, no company to entertain. This is what is really meant by being alone in solitude by yourself. But the purpose is to spend time with one's own self. In simple sense, it can be introspection. Looking at my own mind, paying attention to the various thoughts and intentions, attitudes arising in my mind, and when I find that they are not in keeping with my values, then utilize them and say with Pratipaksha Bhavana. That's one thing that we can do. Second thing we can do is, suppose you studied the scripture, you listen to it, you study, know, then it would be paying a more focused attention on what I have understood and dwelling upon that, revolving that in the mind, making my understanding more clear, and that is how making my knowledge clearer and firmer. So Mananam, this will be reflecting upon what it is I understood from Shravanam, from listening to the teacher, Viditatmananda, meditation. It can be meditation upon some form of Ishvara, that's Upasana, or meditation, Nidhyasanam upon my own self, gaining the nishtha or abundance in the knowledge that I have. So, this way we can use the time with ourselves for various purposes depending upon the disposition of my mind, what it is that my mind likes to do, but cultivating the habit of being with oneself. That way we develop more and more acquaintance with ourselves, acquaintance with our mind, and resolve things so that we develop more and more comfort with ourselves, more and more satisfaction with ourselves. So thus, it is important for a student of Vedanta to be able to withdraw oneself from activities and spend time with oneself in introspection or reflecting, deliberating upon what it is that one has understood, gaining further clarity in my understanding, gaining greater abidance in what I have understood, nishtha. All of these are helpful in gaining and clarity and gaining abidance in knowledge. In the same line, Lord Krishna says, Aratehi Jana Samsadi. Jana Samsadi, the company of the people. Jana means people, Samsad means assembly. Assembly or company of the people. Arati. Rati means liking. Arati, developing not a dislike or aversion, but discovering in my mind a freedom from need of seeking the company of the people. The mind seeks company of the people because it feels lonely, it feels bored. So we, as I say, it's so difficult to be with ourselves that nowadays we do not need company in terms of persons. Formerly it was seeking company of the persons. Now with your, social media and stuff like that, there all the videos are there, video calls are there, all kinds of stuff is there. But seeking company of someone other than myself so that I can distract myself or so I can get emotional support. Seeking company is either to distract myself, escape from myself, seek emotional support. All of this shows an inner need. And any need, if we keep on satisfying, then that need becomes stronger and stronger. And this being in company of other people, now understand, if those other people are like you, aspirants, seekers, then that is a desirable company. Meaning that can be a desirable company also, where you can exchange your views, company with people, satsang it is called, with wise people, learned people. In whose company your shraddha, your trust your bhakti, the devotion, all of these get encouraged. There are some people who only attack our devotion to Ishvara. What God? What did the Swami teach you? Go out of the class and what did he teach you? You are Brahman? You are Brahman? What? Is there a God? God is created this? Has He created this stuff here? So in 5 minutes, 1 hour, what you gain? That fellow can answer you in 2 minutes. There are people like that. So avoid that company at any cost. Avoid company of the people who hold views that are opposed to our views. Because still we may not be that firm in our understanding endeavor, it is likely that our mind may be influenced. As long as the mind is subject to being influenced, so long we must always seek positive influence, desirable influence. A time may come when you are so firm within yourself that it doesn't matter where you are. We are not there yet. Therefore, we are at the moment vulnerable. Therefore, we seek desirable company, where we gain a further clarity. There is an exchange of views, clarity and understanding. Wherever views get encouraged, clarity. So seeking company of other seekers, mumukshus, good people is okay. But certainly avoid company of those people who entertain views that are opposed to what the scriptures are talking about. Aratihi. Endeavor a disinterest or avoiding the company of such people. So avoiding company of people entertaining contrary views, people who can affect our understanding, our trust, our shraddha, our bhakti, avoiding that company and seeking company of those where we get encouragement, nourishment, clarity of understanding. So that is what is basically meant. Jana samsadi aratihi, a disinterest in company of the people. That doesn't mean that I dislike people. This Lord Krishna does not mean that this means disliking people, avoiding people, but not courting the company of the people. Because that shows that my mind is seeking some kind of escape. When I find that I am seeking company of someone as an escape from myself, fulfilling some emotional need, then those things we should not encourage. And seeking company doesn't mean that we should hate people, we should not want people, and we should be uncomfortable with people. But we should be seeking, chasing something. Just as we should not be chasing the material pleasure, so also we should not be chasing some kind of emotional support, or some kind of gossiping, some kind of waste of time, some kind of cheap entertainment, also we should not be seeking. That's what is meant by these values here. But certainly it doesn't mean that I don't like people. Certainly I don't like people. I don't like Ram. I don't like this. Now, you may not like it, and it's not that you have to like it also. But when my mind says I don't like, let us look at our mind. Why it doesn't like? Is it because there is some problem? That it feels scared, it feels afraid, it feels whatever in company of people? Then we should address that. You do not want because you realize it's a waste of time. It doesn't help you. It may likely hurt you. And then with understanding now that you want to stay away from those influences, is quite alright. And then we come to the last verse, the verse 11. Adhyatma jnana nityatvam तत्त्वज्ञानार्थदर्शनम् एतज्ज्ञानमिति प्रोक्तम् अज्ञानं यदतोऽन्यथा अध्यात्म ज्ञान नित्यत्वम नित्यत्वम कॉन्स्टेंसी अध्यात्म ज्ञान ज्ञान मीन्स नॉलेज अध्यात्म मीनिंग सेंटर अपॉन आत्मा अधि so the adhikaran location adhyatma that for which atma or self is the location adhyatma pertaining to self adhyatma jnana means self knowledge or knowledge which is centered upon the self. Sometimes the body mind sense complex also is called adhyatma because it is called atma. Here atma means Satchidananda atma, atma about which we are studying from the Bhagavad Gita, from the scriptures. So adhyatma jnana, knowledge of the self, nityatvam, a constancy in the pursuit of the knowledge of the self. So Lord Krishna says that as best as we can, we should drop all other pursuits, nityatvam, constancy in the self-knowledge, meaning constancy in maintaining the means for self-knowledge. Keep doing what is required so that you gain the knowledge or you gain clarity in knowledge or you gain abidance in knowledge. Because the self-knowledge is the most important thing. The next value tells us Tattva Jnanartha Darshanam. Next one says Darshanam, seeing. Artha, Prayojanam, the purpose. Tattva Jnanartha Darshanam, seeing the purpose of the knowledge of the truth. Tattva. Tat means that is Sarvanama. Sarvanama is a pronoun. Sarvanama means a pronoun, name and pronoun. So we use pronoun for the name. Let us say that Devadatta came to my house. Then Devadatta sat down. Then Devadatta started talking with me. Devadatta was listening to me. We don't keep on repeating Devadatta all the time. Devadatta came to my house. He sat down. He started talking to me. He was listening to me with great interest. He, what is he? That's a pronoun. In place of Devadatta, you follow? Pronoun represents a noun. So once a noun is introduced, you use pronoun. So that similarly, tat is a pronoun. That is a pronoun. In Sanskrit, Sarvanama. Sarvanama also means the name of all. And the name of all is Brahman. So Tat also means the truth or Brahman. So Tattva Jnanam, the knowledge of that, knowledge of Sarva, knowledge of everything, knowledge of Brahman, knowledge of self. Tattva Jnanam, the knowledge of truth. Tattva, the state of Tat is called Tattva. Tattva means truth, so knowledge of truth. So Tattva Jnanartha Darshanam. Keeping in mind the purpose that is served by the knowledge of the truth or knowledge of the self. What's the purpose served by this knowledge? What is self-knowledge doing to us? So, there is a very famous statement in the Upanishads you may come across. This morning we were chanting some parts of Taittiriya Upanishad. Although there was the first chapter, so we will not come to the second chapter. But the very first statement of the second chapter of Taittiriya is Brahmavid Apnoti Param. Taittiriya Upanishad says Brahmavid apnoti param. Brahmavid, the knower of Brahman, apnoti attains param, the most exalted, limitless. The knower of Brahman attains the limitless. That means that what is the result of the knowledge of Brahman? Attaining limitless. Attainment of limitlessness is the result of this knowledge. Other statement says, Tarati Shokam Atmavit. The knower of the self crosses all the grief. So two ways the purpose of the knowledge is represented. Moksha means liberation. That moksha is described in this way. Atyantika dukkha nivritti nirdisha sukha avapti. What we are seeking in life is cessation of all the pain and sorrow once and for all. One thing that we do not want is sorrow, pain, unhappiness, sadness, and we are constantly seeking to be free from sadness or pain or unhappiness or sorrow. So imagine a condition of a condition where there is a cessation once and for all. The sadness or unhappiness goes away, never to come back. That's what we want. What we want is that the pain, unhappiness or sadness should go away, never to come back. And Viditatmananda sukha avapti, attainment of unsurpassable happiness, meaning that happiness should come and never go. Listen, we want that the unsurpassable happiness should come and never go, and the pain should go and never come. You follow? That's what we want. If we look at what it is that we want, dukkha nivritti means cessation of dukkha, once and for all, cessation of all pain. Sukha prapti, attainment of all the happiness. This is what we want. That's what every human being is seeking. That's called moksha. Moksha is freedom, liberation. What is it? The total freedom from unhappiness and attainment of limitless happiness. Thank God that this is not to be attained. All the Upanishad says, Brahmavid apnoti param, the knower of Brahman attains the limitless. The attainment is only in a figurative secondary sense. Limitless can never be attained. What you attain is always limited. So when they are attaining limitless, that attainment as to attainment. Meaning that the knowledge of Brahman, Brahmavid, the knowledge of Brahman enables you to as though attain the limitless. You discover that you are limitless. Like the 10th man discovered I am the 10th man, is to say attainment of 10th man. It comes as though attainment. So sometimes because of absent-mindedness, it happens to me, I find myself looking for my mala. Searching here and there, 15, 20 minutes, I'm getting late for the class. What are you searching for, Swami? Where is my mala? Where is it? Swamiji, it is in your neck. Has it ever happened to you? Maybe not you. You are pretty smart. So sometimes the key punch is right with me here and then I am looking for it. I should not say, I should admit, once I was searching for my glasses, I only want the glasses. I am searching for glasses. Can you imagine that? That is what? Searching for what is already there. So when I get my glasses, oh, I got it. You didn't get it. The same feeling as though you got it. Similarly, the knower of Brahman attains limitless. He thought that limitlessness was not there, was away from him, different from him. Now discover, I am limitless. Oh, I got it. It is not getting. It is discovering to one's own nature. Knower of Brahman discovers that limitlessness is my nature. Tarate Shokam Arnavit, the knower of the self, becomes free from all grief, all unhappiness. So this knowledge makes me free from all the shoka, all the grief, and makes me discover limitlessness as my nature, which is what I have been searching for. So what purpose does this knowledge serve in our life? Lord Krishna says that constantly seeing this, constantly making myself see, what purpose does the self-knowledge or knowledge of Brahman, what purpose does it serve? I have to remind myself or keep that always in my mind, that this knowledge enables me to attain the very goal of my life, what I am seeking. This knowledge enables me to attain what I am born for, what is dearest to my heart, what is the desire behind all the desires. So dharma, artha, kama represent variety of desires, but desire behind all desires is ultimately desire for moksha. Desire behind all desires is desire for freedom. What kind of freedom? Unconditional freedom. Unconditional happiness. Not only do I want happiness, but I want unconditional happiness. Meaning that I do not want any conditions placed on me. Swami, you want to be happy? Yes. You'll be happy as long as you sit here. You want to get down? Unhappy. I don't want that. You'll be happy as long as you're within this hall, not outside. No, I want to be inside, happy here, outside also. You'll be happy as long as you're in Gurukulam. No. I want to be happy here, as well as Ahmedabad as well. Happy in the morning, not in the evening. No. Morning as well as evening. If we examine what it is that we want, we'll find that we want to be happy at all the places. Even with my boss, even with the mother-in-law, with anybody I want to be happy. Under all situations, at all places, at all times. Morning, afternoon, today, tomorrow, 24/7. You know what is 24/7? 24 hours and 7 days means constantly. That's what we are seeking. Mostly we do not understand what we are seeking. And secondly, we do not know where is it that we are seeking. We discover that what I am seeking is my own self. That's the knowledge. So this is the most valuable knowledge and only thing that really counts in the life. It is called Tarana Vidya. Swami told you that story. Tarana Vidya means the knowledge that enables you to cross. See, there was a great scholar, Panditji, a scholar, a learned person. So once he wanted to cross the river. He calls a boatman, and the boatman takes him, starts his river boat to reach the other bank of the river. So now in between there is time, so this fellow is very talkative, and so he asks this boatman, "Hey, have you studied any literature? Have you studied Kalidasa, Shakespeare? What literature? What is Kalidasa? I can't even know, I can't distinguish one and two. I'm totally illiterate." Oh, no literature in your life? 1/4 of your life is gone. That fellow felt very sad. Did you study music? What music? Classical music? What classical music? All I can do is to scream from his end to end so that they can hear. What music? No music in your life? Your 1/4 life is gone. Do you study any art? Any painting? Any sculpture? What painting? the time. No Sahitya, no Sangeeta, no Kala. Sahitya, literature. Sangeeta, music. Kala, art. So there is one saying in Sanskrit which says, Sahitya Sangeeta Kala Vihina Sakshat Pashu Puchya Vishanahina. The one who is devoid of literature, Sahitya, Sangeeta is the music, Kala, the art, that person is Sakshat Pashuhu, he is only an animal in this form. Puchya Vishanahina, an animal without the tail and the horn. The one who is devoid of the literature and music and art is as good as an animal in this human form, except that he is devoid of horns and tail. He says that is good. Why is it good? Because it does not compete with other animals. Tat bhagadaya paramam pashunam. This fellow is an animal, doesn't eat grass. So that is the luck of those other animals, Otherwise he would have finished it off. He is alive without eating grass, and that is the fortune of those fellows. That's how you ridicule. So this person was ridiculing. You don't know Sahitya, no literature, no Sangeeta, no music, no Kala. 3/4 of your life is gone. That fellow felt so nervous. What happened is, as the boat reached the middle of the river, there was a flash flood. And flood came from all sides and the boat started shaking and water started coming in. Looks like it's going to sink. And that time the boatman asked this man, do you know swimming? No, then whole life is gone. So swimming is Tarana Vidya. Swimming is a Vidya, animals should be crossed. This is Tarana Vidya. Which Vidya? Brahma Jnanam, Atma Jnanam. It helps us cross the ocean of samsara. So thus we should dwell upon the glory of this knowledge, the benefit of this knowledge, what this knowledge has to contribute in our life. Tattva Jnana Darshanam. The listener seeing. Artha Prayojanam, the purpose. Tattva Jnanam, the knowledge of the self, knowledge of the truth. So keeping this in mind, we should recognize that this is not only most but only valuable thing in life. We say most valuable, but there is nothing else that is valuable other than, all we need in our life, other than this. All we need is to sustain our body. That's all our basic need is. The primary need is this knowledge. The primary need is to become free from grief, become free from sadness, and attain happiness. That is the primary requirement in our life. As far as other things are concerned, like appeasing hunger and quenching thirst and comfort of the body, they will be taken care of. You don't have to worry much about those things. As long as the requirements are minimum, so long, we don't have to worry about those things. Then Adhyatma Jnana. Then the agenda, only agenda in life should be Adhyatma Jnana, pursuit of this knowledge. Because this knowledge is the means of attaining what it is that I want in my life. What else is the means of attaining that? Nothing else. Meaning that the happiness that I am seeking cannot be attained by wealth, or power, or fame, or heaven, or any end. This world or other worldly end, nothing can attain what I am seeking. Only thing that is means of attaining what I am seeking is Adhyatma Jnana, self-knowledge. Clarity of this. So this is called, making the mind see the purpose of this knowledge again and again. In the mind when the importance of something else arises. Oh, Swami, this I should do, this is necessary, I cannot do without this, etc. When the mind says, what do you want? Oh, I must travel to this for what? This thing, this money I should get for what? This fame I should get for what? Meaning, whenever mind wants to do something, ask for what? Will it give you what you are seeking in your life? Nothing can give you. And thus, making this commitment firm, Adhyatma Jnana Nityatvam, a constancy of application of the pursuit of the self-knowledge. And what is the means of self-knowledge? Famous dialogue between Sage Yajnavalkya and Maitreyi. I told you the story of Maitreyi. She challenged Yajnavalkya, her husband. Says, you are living this wealth with me. Will that wealth give me immortality? She was very clear about what she was seeking in life. And in this wealth, let alone what you are giving me. But if I attain the wealth of the entire earth, will that give me immortality? No, my dear, I'm sorry, it cannot. So what's the use of that? So Maitri was very clear about what she is seeking. What I want is amrutatvam, immortality. In light of what she is seeking, then she will evaluate what else, what is the use of a given thing. We'll find that nothing has any use in your life. Meaning that he is not worthy to pursue any goal other than this. This is the only worthwhile goal in our life. More and more we understand, more and more there will be commitment to this. Adhyatma Jnana Nityatvam, constancy of the pursuit of this knowledge. So once it is very clear, and then Yajnavalkya made her see, you want immortality. Hey Maitreyi, where is that immortality? Then comes a very famous statement. Atmastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Hey Maitreyi, whatever is dear to us is because it is Atma that is dear to me. Therefore, first of all, Yajnavalkya made Maitreyi see that what you are seeking is to be discovered from your own self. You are seeking happiness, but you think that I will be happy if I become wealthy. You love wealth not for the sake of wealth, you love wealth for the sake of yourself. You love your son and family not for the sake of them, for yourself. Navare jaya kamaya jaya priya bhavati atmasu kamaya jaya priya. The wife is not here for the sake of wife. Wife is here for the sake of the self. Navare patyu kamaya pati priya bhavati. It is not for the sake of the husband, the husband is dear for the sake of self. Then Yajnavalkya, he narrates one by one. Wife, husband, son, this, that, anything that you want in life, all of them are dear, not for the sake, they are dear for the sake of yourself, for the sake of pleased self. The Maitreyi, what you are seeking is yourself. You are seeking that immortality. Immortality is the nature of the self. Then how come I don't feel like myself? Because of ignorance. Ignorance is denying you the benefit of your own nature. So knowledge is a solution. So that's how the importance and inevitability, not inevitability of knowledge. If I do not understand the inevitability in this life, doesn't matter, I'll continue. This journey will not stop until I attain what I am seeking, which is the self-knowledge or abidance in self-knowledge. Thus, this Vedic culture is only one that accepts the previous life, the next life, that this is an ongoing pursuit. Lord Krishna says in the Gita, Aneka Janma Samsiddha. You will continue this pursuit birth after birth until you attain this goal. There is no choice as far as attaining this goal is concerned. No choice. If I don't understand now, I will understand later, at some point in time. When all the factors will be good for me, when the accumulation of the merits of countless births, then things will happen and all situations will be created for me to do this. But there is no choice other than the self-knowledge or knowledge of the truth. And therefore, it only makes sense for me to be committed to the pursuit of knowledge. Adhyatma jnana nityatva. Constancy in the pursuit of knowledge of the self. What's the means? Atma or drashtabhya. Hey Maitreyi, Atma must be drashtabhya. Atma must be known. Known is an immediate reality. So Atma must be seen. Now, seeing is here mentioned because seeing means clear knowledge without any doubt. When you hear something, it may leave doubt. Touching, all other means of knowledge are there. You know, hearing is there, tasting is there, touching is there, smelling is there. But you can't be totally sure about the object. But seeing, you are very clear. Seeing means clear knowledge, without any doubt, without any error. You must know Atma without doubt, without error, without obstacle. Atma vayare drashtabhya. Drashtabhya. Atma mantavya pratyaya. Atma must be known. Sir, how do I know Atma? Shrotabhya, mantavya, nidhyasarabhya Maitreyi. Hey Maitreyi, Atma, the self must be listened to. Shrotabhya. Shravana. What do you mean listen to? Listen to the unfoldment of the self from a competent teacher. Shravana. So teacher is the one who unfolds the nature of the truth of the self based on this scripture. It is Shastra and Acharya. The unfoldment must be carried out in keeping with the revelation of the scriptures. So teacher is in fact for us a means of learning what these Upanishads are teaching. Upanishads in turn are means for knowing what the nature of self is. And so, Shrotamya, Shravanam, listening to the unfoldment of scriptures from the lips of the teacher, Mananam, and then you must dwell upon that, deliberate upon that, to remove any doubts. Viditatmananda, there will be habitual error, habitual identification of the body, Viditatmananda, by meditation. Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. Overcome the habitual error of I am the body. In this manner you must gain the nishtha, avoidance in knowledge. That is when you get immortality. Your immortality, this is the way to get it. No, I don't want immortality. Then what do you want? How to be a millionaire? For what? I do not want immortality, somebody says. What do you want? I want to be a millionaire. Suppose you become a millionaire, so what do you expect? Then I will be immortal. So you think $1 million are means of immortality? You think fame? Is there anything that can become meaningless? If it is unattained, then you can attain through something. It is your own self. There cannot be any means of attainment. So worldly things can make me attain what is not attained, but what is already attained? Knowledge alone can be the means. Thus recognizing not only importance of knowledge, but inevitability of knowledge. Meaning there is no choice but this knowledge. Sooner it becomes clear, sooner our life gains a proper direction. So, Lord Krishna says, therefore reflect. Tattva jnana darshanam. Reflect upon the artha, the purpose of tattva jnana, purpose of self-knowledge. And that constancy in the pursuit of knowledge. Swami, you responsibility. So, Swami, we can't do this, we have to, so many duties are there. Alright. Suppose you have other responsibilities, duties. then also you can bring in the let those duties and responsibilities be carried out in such a manner that they become the means of this knowledge, meaning that let that become karma yoga. So ideally, Adhyatma Jnana Nityatvam is dedicating myself to Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. If that is not possible, then if I am required to perform my duties, take care of responsibilities, etc., then do them such that they become the means of knowledge. Meaning they become a contributor, so Karma Yoga. In short, in my life, either I am directly pursuing knowledge or I am living life, it becomes a means of gaining that knowledge. Meaning that either Sankhya, meaning direct pursuit of knowledge, or Karma Yoga. Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam, Karma Yogena Yogena. So Karma Yoga also a spiritual seeker, also a seeker of knowledge, seeker of moksha. But right now we recognize that I still need the purification of my mind. And that is where these values come in. Living. So if moksha is something for which I have no choice, because I am born with a desire for moksha, I have not created it. It is not an acquired desire or cultivated desire. There are two kinds of desires in our life. One is a natural desire, other is the cultivated desire. For example, we have body. Therefore there is hunger and thirst. So desire for food is a natural desire. I am not cultivated. I am born with that need. Similarly, desire to quench thirst by water is a natural thing. But I want Pepsi Cola. Now that is a cultivated desire. I can quench my thirst not with this Bisleri. Pepsi Cola. That's cultivated. A Bisleri also is cultivated desire. Very well. So, no, I must have pizza and I must have pasta. That is all cultivated desire. Now, for them, for pizza and pasta is a regular food. That is all right for us, For Indian people, I want Thai food and I want this and I want sushi and all that. So it's all cultivated desires. Ishvara is obliged to satisfy our natural desires, but He has created them. He is not obliged that we have to satisfy our own culture by ourselves. So it is a desire for moksha. Is it a natural desire or cultivated desire? Natural desire. We are born with it. It's not that one day I decided I am now going to seek moksha. No. I am born with the desire. I have to recognize that that is my desire. That's a different thing. That's what the teacher makes us see. The desire behind all the desires really is the desire for moksha. That's what you're seeking. To recognize that. The life should become a process of fulfilling that desire. And knowledge is a means of that. But then, Shuddhantahkaranam, a mind prepared for that knowledge. A mind enjoying purity. Sadhana Chatushta Sampatti. Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhisarka Sampatti, Mukshutvam. A mind enjoying that preparation, maturity is a mind which is fit for knowledge of self. So cultivating that mind becomes first priority. Since moksha is most important, therefore self-knowledge becomes important because self-knowledge is the only means of moksha because it is the attainment of what is already attained. If self-knowledge becomes important, then Shravanam, etc., listening becomes important because that's the means of knowledge. But then listening to scriptures can become effective provided my mind is ready, has the right preparation. Therefore, a prepared mind becomes important. And these values are means of preparing the mind. That's why values are important. So values become indirect means for moksha. Knowledge is the immediate means. Shravanam is the means of knowledge. or vichara. But then, this prepared mind is a means of making the vichara effective. Therefore, this maturity of the mind, purity of the mind becomes very important. And values are a means of purification of mind. As we are discussing all these days, that's how values become important for us. So, therefore Lord Krishna says, sometimes we want immediate result. We want immediate gratification. Moksha, where is moksha going to come? Some people ask, I want to be liberated. When is it going to happen? Calm down. Because sometimes this kind of thing itself becomes an obstacle. Lord Krishna says, Karmanyevadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Karma means process. You have the freedom to pursue the process. As far as the outcome is concerned, you do not control. So moksha is outcome, I don't control. Self-knowledge is outcome, I do not control. What do I control? Pursuing means of self-knowledge. To expose myself to the teaching is what I can do. Or to prepare my mind for the teaching to become effective is what I can do. Meaning that to pursue the means of purification of mind, which is this life of values, is what I can do. But Swami, when is it going to happen? Whenever it happens. The process is important and enjoy the process. Don't get hung up with the outcome. Ma phaleshu kadachana. Our preoccupation with the outcome very often creates disappointment. It's not happening. When is it going to happen? Not happening. Then we keep on judging ourselves again. Swami, I am no good. This purity is not happening. Learning is not happening. All of this is not meant for self-judgment. My commitment is to process. That's all I can do. When will that process yield the outcome? That the Ishvara has to decide. I cannot decide when the outcome will come. What is my freedom? My freedom is to pursue this knowledge, values, and the means of knowledge. And that's how the values become important to us. But it is not that I am indifferent to knowledge, to outcome. Is that I am not hung up on the outcome, I don't control. So I let things, take proper course. See, preparing maturity of mind or purification of mind is like ripening a fruit, like ripening of a mango. Mango, when it is raw, it is hard, it is sour, it's of green color. But we have to subject that mango to the process of ripening. You know how mangoes are ripened? Not by chemicals and stuff. Ideally, mango is ripened by placing it itself in a warm environment. So, when we were growing up, our father would buy a whole cartload of raw mangoes. And in the roof, or in the, on the second floor, top floor, or in the attic, these all mangoes are spread out on grass. Grass below, grass above. Heat comes from there, from the roof. You go next morning, turn them around. Next morning, turn around. This process takes about 7 days. It doesn't happen overnight. But when you allow proper environment, proper process, then mango gets ripened. And that is a delicious mango. When mango gets ripened, it becomes tender. When it was raw, it was hard. Gets ripened, becomes tender. Its color becomes orange, becomes fragrant, and becomes delicious. So where did this sweetness come from in a mango? Did we inject some sugar in there? Where did the color come from mango? Did we paint it? Where did fragrance come? Did you apply some fragrances? No. It's all there, but unmanifest. So by allowing a natural process to the mango, create the conditions for the mango to ripen. That's all we can do. And what is potentially there in mango becomes manifest. That's how our mind is. Right now we're raw and hard, and that's how our mind looks like a raw mango. So we have to subject the mango to ripening process, subject the mind also to ripening process. These values and attitudes are means of ripening. How long will it take? Not overnight. Then when am I going to get this mango? Wait. It takes 6 days, 7 days, depend on the mango. Some mangoes are quicker, some mangoes take longer time, some fruits take longer, some fruits are quicker. Is it? Some might may take longer time, some might may take less time. What does it matter? What matters is that we are subjecting our mind to the process of ripening. It will ripen. Because the sweetness and tenderness and fragrance are natural, inherent in the mango. So today or tomorrow it will manifest. Similarly, all the tenderness, the sweetness and the fragrance is all inherent in my mind. And today or tomorrow it will become manifest. Provided we subject the mind to a proper process of ripening. Which what Bhagavad Gita teaches. Values and attitudes. So that is what creates the environment for the mind to become ripened. And what is inherently there in the mind, with unmanifest right now, I find myself discovered. I'm becoming more and more kind, more and more compassionate, more and more giver, more and more contributor, more and more helpful, more and more happy. It's from discovery. And that's what encourages us. Yes, Swami, it's working. One step at a time. So formerly I got fed up with myself in 1 minute. Now I can spend 5 minutes with myself. 10 minutes with myself. Now I can be at peace with myself sometime. That's how you know that the mind is slowly maturing. Enjoy that process. When will it happen? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the end. Pay attention to the means and enjoy the means. Swami would say, in traveling, trekking Himalayas, not only Gangotri is beautiful, but the path leading to Gangotri also is beautiful. So not only end is beautiful, the means also is beautiful. So enjoy. If I am not hung up with the outcome, then I can enjoy the process. So enjoy that process. I'm happy that I have the privilege of doing this, that I have an understanding. Now I understand the priorities of life. Now I understand what is important. And I'm happy that I'm able to commit myself to that. It's all Adhyatma Jnana Nityatvam. Constancy in the knowledge of the self, or constancy in the pursuit of means of knowledge of self. So that's where values and attitudes also have that. So constancy. We are committed to this. And it's a non-constant process of observing the mind, and we have this measuring rod. A bar is given to us. What is bar? Amanitvam, Adambitvam, Ahimsa, Shanti. That's the bar. Look at my mind. Where am I? And what am I? So, Adhyatma Jnana Nityatvam, Tattva Jnanatha Darshanam. The last line says, Etat Jnanamiti Pravuktam. Lord Krishna says, these values are called Jnanam, these values are called knowledge. We always said on the very first day, it is means of knowledge. Values are means for ripening the mind. The ripened mind is the means of pursuit of knowledge. that is the means of knowledge, that's the means of moksha. So, in fact, these values are remotely means of moksha. And moksha comes by Atma Jnanam, self-knowledge, and values are remotely means for self-knowledge. Therefore, Lord Krishna glorifies the values by saying, Etat Jnanam iti proktam. Hey Arjuna, this amanitvam, padambitvam, ahimsa, humility, non-pretension, pretentiousness, non-violence, compassion, straightforwardness, truthfulness, honesty, all of that is jnana, because if you have them, then only knowledge can take place. If you don't have, knowledge cannot take place. Meaning, even if I am listening to scriptures and doing everything, even I may be giving discourses, if this is not there, knowledge cannot, everything else can take place, knowledge cannot take place. Therefore, etat jnana iti proktam. Lord Krishna says, these values are knowledge. Because only when they are present, that knowledge can take place. And when they are present, that abundance in knowledge will take place. So not only do we need to gain knowledge, but gain the abundance in knowledge. This is called jnana. And also jnana, because these values require understanding to begin with. For, let us say, practicing ahimsa or non-violence, I must first understand what is violence. And in what way violence is damaging to me. And then what is non-violence. Therefore, a commitment to non-violence in a given situation, understanding what non-violence is, you follow? Because it's not easy. Swami, what is non-violence here? Should I do this? Then it's called non-violence. Or should I do that? It's called non-violence. For example, there is this family, this is the head of the householder. Suppose the thief comes in, or some intruders come in. They attack his family. I am non-violent. I will not do anything, and he allows that fellow. That's not non-violence. To restrain that person and protect the family, or protect what you are required to protect, that is what is called for here. So non-violence doesn't always mean that there is no injury. If injury serves a greater purpose, then that injury also becomes non-violence. In case of Arjuna, for example, Arjuna declared that this battle is violence. Lord Krishna says, look, this battle is meant to serve a greater purpose. Dharma samsthapanarthaya, it is for establishing dharma. If you do not fight against the force of adharma, then adharma will go stronger and stronger and the whole society will be destroyed by adharma. Therefore, sometimes you have to remove the part to protect the whole. Just a surgeon sometimes has to amputate a limb, Amputate limb. Why? There's violence. He's cutting off my leg. Violence. But that is to protect my body. So what may appear to be violence from one standpoint, when you look at it overall, you realize that no, it is not violence. It is non-violence. Meaning that what is non-violence, what is truthfulness, etc. have to be interpreted in every situation. There is no action which is called non-violence. There are no words that are called truthfulness. It is my understanding and interpretation. Meaning that in practicing every value, we need to interpret what that value means at this time, at this place, under these conditions. Even though values are absolute, but then their practice is relative, is individual. Values are universal, but practicing the value is individual. What is non-violence to me in a given situation, at given time, at given place, may not be non-violence at other times and other places. Using these weapons in the battlefield will still call non-violence for Arjuna, but not using the weapons at home, that will call violence. So every value needs to be interpreted. Speaking truth has to be interpreted. So here is one Swami living in forest in a hut. And one day he is in his hut and a man is coming, he is breathless and falls at his feet. Oh Swami, please save me. What happened? Somebody is chasing me. They are going to kill me. Please help me. Hide behind that. So he says, hide underneath that. After 5 minutes, another fellow comes. Swamiji, have you seen this man running? Speaking truth, yes, I have seen him. Where is he? Underneath there. Is he speaking truth? What will you say? Yes, I have seen him. Where? He went that way. Maybe what appears to be a lie may be called a truth here because ultimately purpose of values is to bring about an overall good, not to damage things. Thus, he has to interpret what is truth in this situation. Or if he wants to speak truth, I know where he is. He can say, where is he? I will not tell you. If you are bold enough. Because practicing value requires that courage. You can first kill me before you can kill him. Suppose if you are ready for that, you can speak truth. No. Then. So it depends on how much strength we have. Practicing a value requires inner strength. At the same time, practicing value gives me inner strength. And therefore, to gain self-esteem, gain self-respect, what we need is that inner moral strength, inner spiritual strength. That is the only way I can have respect for myself. And that can come by leading a life based on the right values and attitudes. Right way, the big problem these days or any day is self-esteem, self-confidence. Because we are too loose and we are not ready to suffer, we are not ready to bear the pain and take the easy way out, avoiding pain. And therefore, what says Swamiji? I give a reply and dismiss it. I know it's not right, but I don't want to go through the problem. Swami, if I tell him, then for half an hour he will bother me. So I dismissed him. So this is how we sometimes take shortcuts to avoid moderation, to avoid pain, to avoid some loss, avoid humiliation, avoid hurt, avoid pain, physical pain, emotional pain. So practicing value may require that you have to put up with that. But when I put up with the pain and speak truth, even if it is painful, I may have to put up with that pain, but how do I feel within myself? I would speak truth. That means I congratulate myself that I made, and there was a victory that I could overcome my impulse of avoiding pain, taking shortcut. I did not take the shortcut. I took the right road. That makes me respect myself. Self-respect, self-esteem. That's how I get. It's not by some psychological processes, by all kinds of packages. This is a way to cultivate inner strength. That's the only way. That's the only answer to our problems. All emotional problems arise from all these inner weaknesses. Therefore, commitment to the right values and attitudes will be able to slowly overcome our weaknesses, overcome tendencies to avoid pain, take shortcuts. So, therefore, and that make us fit for knowledge or fit for anything that we want to do. This is not only good for knowledge, for life in general. These are means of happiness for anybody. In short, practicing value is not a certain behavior. It is first interpreting what the value means at this time, at this place, in these conditions. Understanding, and then displaying inner strength to follow that value. For that we need to be alert that this is a time to practice that value, alertness, understanding value, commitment to practice value, alertness, this is a time to practice the value, interpretation, what the value means here, and actually determination to do it. All this is required, and all this makes me an alert person. It makes me a person who cultivates inner strength. You can't get it, no? Atma balahinen labhya. Upanishad says that Atma cannot be gained by the one who doesn't have that inner strength. A morally weakling person or a spiritually weakling person cannot gain this knowledge. Atma balahinen labhya. Balahina means one who is devoid of this bala or strength. One cannot, so that inner strength has to be cultivated. That's what also happens through these values and attitudes. Therefore, Lord Krishna calls it jnanam, because we require understanding, we require viveka in practicing. Ajnanam yat atah anyatha, the opposite manitvam, dambhitvam, himsa, is ignorance. Ignorance creates in me the identification, creates in me sense of smallness, creates me sense of inadequacy, and creates ahankara, ragadvesha, and all the host of manitvam, dambhitvam, all products of ignorance. So we have two choices: practice knowledge, practice ignorance. Duramete viparite vishuchi avidyayasya vidyate jnata. Says Kathopanishad, there are two diverse paths in the life. One is the path of ignorance, one is the path of knowledge. Duramete viparite vishuchi. They give totally contradictory outcomes. One gives the outcome of freedom, other gives the outcome of bondage. So you can make a choice whether I want to choose the path of freedom or path of bondage, path of happiness, path of misery, path of viveka or aviveka, path of knowledge or ignorance. Etat jnanamiti proktam. If I follow this, it is path of knowledge. Ajnanam yadadonyatha. If I violate the values, it is the path of ignorance. So we have a choice. Every situation presents before us a choice. Knowledge or ignorance. And we have to make a choice. Fortunately or unfortunately. Other creatures are all free from this responsibility and stress of making. This choice creates a lot of stress. The faculty of choice, because when you make a choice, you are responsible for that choice. That is what creates stress. Human life is very stressful. Dogs and cats have no stress. But we evolved, and so we have to make choice. So Gita teaches us how to make the right choice. Either jnanamiti proktam, ajnanam yadadonyatha. In every situation, the choice between jnanam and ajnanam, knowledge and ignorance. So with that, Lord Krishna also concludes, and we also conclude our discussion on the values and attitude in the 7th chapter of the Gita. We already said whatever we needed to say as a parting lecture in the morning, so I don't repeat those things. It should have been now, but it was in the morning, what can we say? Because that's how it was announced, I guess. Ideally, it should have been that thing should have been now, but whatever. So we already we were saying what we needed to say after completion of this little camp. And again, I express my great happiness for an opportunity to share these things with you. Because the one who communicates always gets more benefit than one who receives. So understand that there is a self-motivation here. So Swami came all the way from the he came for himself. Not obliging anybody. Because in doing this, he is the first beneficiary. And then in the process, you also benefit hopefully. And so it has been overall a great, joyous experience for me. And let's see if Ishvara brings us together in the future. We'll see you at that time. Until all the best luck to all of you. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra